I'm here to inform you about the risk of concussions in high school sports. By a show of hands, who has ever played a high school sport? Perfect. If you've never played a high school sport, who has ever hit their head really hard and felt extreme dizziness afterwards? Perfect. There's a good chance you may have suffered a concussion. Today I'm going to tell you about the different types of concussions, the symptoms, and what kind of treatment is needed if someone has suffered a concussion. Definition of a concussion. A temporary alteration in consciousness occurs immediately after a hard blow to the head. It's the mildest form of traumatic brain injuries. But when there is more than one, there's a strong chance you could permanently damage yourself or even worse, kill yourself. This is also the most common type of traumatic brain injury. Grade 1 concussion. Athlete doesn't lose consciousness, but shows signs of poor concentration and difficulty in processing info. This is the hardest one to diagnose, mostly because the athlete would downplay his symptoms so they could return to action. That's why physicians should never ask questions like, "Are you okay?" Simple questions. Dr. Mark Goldman, Columbus, Georgia, states, athletes must stop participating and get examined. If there are no signs after 20 minutes, athlete can go back in. But if there's 2 grade 1 concussions in the same game, there's a risk for further damage. If there's 2 grade 1 concussions, athletes should sit out at least a week. 3, athletes should sit out entire season. Grade 2 concussion. Athlete doesn't experience unconsciousness, but complains of confusion and dizziness, tiredness, slurred speech. Some or all symptoms may be present. Memory loss is most known. It can last for 24 hours. The most common symptom is brief memory loss, where an athlete doesn't remember where they're at. After a grade 2 concussion, athletes should be removed from competition and monitored by a team physician for signs of increasing brain injury. In this grade 2 concussion, the first 24 hours are really important because even though no unconsciousness, serious symptoms can occur later. That's why you should always stay monitored by a family friend or a family member. Grade 3 concussion. Athlete loses consciousness for up to 1 minute. Will have similar symptoms as grade 2. This is the most severe, with an estimated 600,000 cases per year in the United States, according to USA Today. Those at the highest risk are those who play high-impact sports, hockey, football, fighting. After a grade 3 concussion, if an athlete suffers a grade 3 concussion, the athlete is removed from competition immediately and transferred to emergency department for MRI scan and may not return to action no less than a week. If this is a second grade 3 concussion, athlete may be told to sit out 30 days or even the rest of the season. Now here are some tests you could do according to the University of Missouri Healthcare in case you feel like somebody around you has had a concussion. First test, the confusion test. Ask them what's their name, who's winning, and also who are they playing. If they can tell you those, then it helps you figure out what concussion they have. Memory test, who was your last opponent, what's the president, what happened in the game so far. Concentration test. Repeat numbers backwards, tell them repeat the months backwards, and also maybe the alphabet backwards, see how good the memory is. Neurological test. Make sure the pupils are the same, are equal size. If they're not, call 911 immediately. Have them touch the finger to nose with eyes closed, and also heel to toe in a straight line. In closing, I have informed you about the 3 different types of concussions and their symptoms, and how to treat them. I hope none of you hit your head hard or have a concussion, but if you do, hopefully by the symptoms that you show, you can determine if you have, what kind of concussion you have. Thank you.